Do you dare look into the mirror and say her name 3 times? It sounds like a harmless ritual. Turn off the lights, stare into the mirror, and whisper, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. But don't let curiosity deceive you. Because when that third whisper echoes through the darkness, her blood-stained eyes are said to appear, staring back at you from the other side. Some say she was a witch burned at the stake. Others claim she was an innocent girl, betrayed and buried in rage. Whatever the truth may be, one question remains. Will you dare look into the mirror tonight? The legend of Bloody Mary is a tapestry woven from fear, folklore, and the natural curiosity of the human spirit. To understand her story, we must journey back through the mists of time where fact and fiction intertwine and where the boundaries between reality and myth blur. Some say the story of Bloody Mary began centuries ago, rooted in the superstitions of old Europe. In those days, mirrors were mysterious objects, believed by many to be portals to other worlds or reflections of the soul itself. People feared that gazing too long into a mirror might reveal more than just their own face. It was thought that mirrors could capture spirits, or worse, release them. The ritual associated with Bloody Mary is simple, yet chilling. In a darkened room, usually a bathroom, participants stand before a mirror, holding a candle. They chant her name, Bloody Mary, 3 times, sometimes more, depending on the version of the story. As the final syllable echoes in the stillness, it is said that she will appear in the mirror, her face twisted in agony, her eyes burning with anger or sorrow. Some claim she screams, others say she reaches out from the glass, seeking vengeance or release. But who is the woman behind the legend? Many theories abound, each with its own chilling details. One version traces the origins of Bloody Mary to a real historical figure, Mary Bed of England, also known as Mary Tudor. Born in 1516, she was the daughter of King Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon. Her reign was marked by religious turmoil as she sought to restore Catholicism in a country that had turned Protestant under her father. Her methods were brutal. Hundreds of Protestants were burned at the stake, earning her the nickname Bloody Mary. Some believe that her restless spirit lingers, forever seeking peace for the violence of her reign. Others suggest that Bloody Mary was a young woman, beautiful and vain, who suffered a terrible fate. In this telling, Mary was obsessed with her own reflection, spending hours each day admiring herself in the mirror. One day, she fell gravely ill, slipping into a coma so deep that her family believed her dead. She was buried, but miraculously awoke in her coffin, too late to escape. Her face, scratched and bloodied as she tried to claw her way out, became the stuff of nightmares. Now, it is said, she haunts mirrors, forever searching for someone to hear her cries for help. Still others believe that Bloody Mary was a witch, wrongfully accused and executed by a fearful community. Her spirit, filled with rage and injustice, became trapped in the world of reflections, waiting for the living to summon her with their chance. Regardless of which version you hear, the core of the legend remains the same. Bloody Mary is a figure of vengeance, sorrow, and unresolved pain. Her story is a warning, a reminder of the consequences of cruelty, vanity, and fear. But why do people continue to perform the Bloody Mary ritual? Why, despite the fear it inspires, do children and teenagers dare each other to summon her? Part of the answer lies in the power of the unknown. The mirror, with its silent symbolism, is a gateway to mystery. When the lights are low and shadows dance, our minds play tricks on us. The flicker of a candle can make our own reflection seem strange, unfamiliar, even menacing. In that moment, the boundary between reality and imagination becomes thin, and anything seems possible. The ritual is also a test of courage, a rite of passage for the young and the curious. To stand in the darkness, to call out the name of Bloody Mary, is to confront one's own fears. It is an invitation to the supernatural, a challenge to the unseen forces that lurk just beyond the edge of perception. Yet, for all the terror the story inspires, there is something cathartic in the telling. By facing the legend, by daring to look into the mirror and call her name, we confront our own anxieties about death, the unknown, and the darkness within ourselves. Over time, the legend of Bloody Mary has evolved, taking on new forms and meanings. In some versions, she appears with bleeding eyes. In others, her face is twisted in a scream. Sometimes she is a victim, seeking justice. Other times, she is a villain, bent on revenge. The story changes with each retelling, shaped by the fears and imaginations of those who pass it on. In modern times, the legend has found new life in books, movies, and television shows. She is a staple of sleepovers and campfire tales, a figure who haunts the collective imagination. The ritual has become a game, a way for friends to bond over shared fear and excitement. But beneath the surface, the story of Bloody Mary remains a powerful reminder of the mysteries that surround us. It speaks to the enduring power of folklore, the way stories can shape our fears and our understanding of the world. It reminds us that, no matter how much we learn or how far we advance, there will always be things we cannot explain. Shadows in the darkness, faces in the mirror, and the echoes of voices from the past. As the candle burns low and the room grows colder, the legend of Bloody Mary endures. She waits in the silence, her story passed from one generation to the next, a testament to the power of fear and the allure of the unknown. Imagine, if you will, the scene: a group of friends huddled together, their faces lit by the soft glow of a single flame. The bathroom is silent, save for the nervous giggles and whispered dares. One by one, they approach the mirror, their hands trembling as they chant her name. The air grows thick with anticipation, and for a moment, time seems to stand still. In that instant, anything feels possible. The mirror is no longer just a piece of glass. It is a window into another world, a place where the past and present collide. The fear is real, palpable, and yet, when the ritual is over and the lights are turned back on, there is a sense of relief, of triumph. They have faced the unknown and emerged unscathed, at least for now. But for some, the experience lingers. They remember the way their own reflection seemed to shift, the way the shadows moved in the corner of their eye. They wonder, just for a moment, if the legend might be true after all. The story of Bloody Mary endures because it taps into something deep within us, a primal fear of the dark, of the unknown, of the things we cannot see or understand. It is a story that has been told and retold for centuries, each time taking on new shapes and meanings. In some cultures, the ritual is seen as a way to divine the future, to catch a glimpse of one's true love or fate. In others, it is a cautionary tale, a warning against vanity or cruelty. But no matter the version, the core remains the same. The mirror is a gateway, and Bloody Mary is waiting on the other side. There are those who claim to have seen her, to have felt her presence in the darkness. They describe a face, pale and blooded, eyes filled with sorrow or rage. Some say she speaks, her voice a whisper on the edge of hearing. Others report feeling a cold hand on their shoulder, or the sensation of being watched. Skeptics dismiss these stories as tricks of the mind, the result of suggestion and fear. They point to the power of the imagination, the way our brains can create images and sensations in response to expectation. But for those who have faced the mirror and felt the chill of dread, the experience is all too real. The legend of Bloody Mary is more than just a ghost story. It is a reflection of our own fears and desires. It is a way to explore the boundaries of reality, to test the limits of our courage. It is a reminder that, no matter how rational we may be, there is a part of us that still believes in magic, in ghosts, in the power of a name whispered in the darkness. As the years pass, the story continues to evolve. New generations discover the ritual, adding their own twists and interpretations. Some say you must spin around 3 times before calling her name. Others insist that you must hold a candle, or that the ritual only works at midnight. The details change, but the essence remains. A mirror, a name, and the possibility of something waiting on the other side. In this way, the legend of Bloody Mary is both timeless and ever-changing. It is a story that belongs to everyone, shaped by the fears and hopes of those who tell it. It is a reminder that, even in the age of science and technology, the old stories still have power. The power to frighten, to fascinate, and to connect us to the mysteries of the past. So the next time you find yourself alone in a darkened room, the mirror reflecting your own anxious face, remember the story of Bloody Mary. Remember the generations who have stood where you stand, their hearts pounding with fear and excitement. Remember that, in the end, the most powerful stories are the ones we carry with us, the ones that remind us of who we are and what we fear. For in the darkness, in the silence, in the flicker of candlelight, the legend of Bloody Mary endures. She is more than just a ghost. She is a reflection of our own fears, our own hopes, our own longing for answers in a world filled with mystery. And as long as there are mirrors, as long as there are those willing to whisper her name, her story will never truly fade away. So, do you dare to look into the mirror? Do you dare to call her name? If you do, remember, some legends are better left undisturbed, some mysteries better left unsolved. For in the end, the most terrifying thing of all may not be what appears in the glass, but what we bring with us, the shadows of our own fears, the echoes of our own stories, reflected back at us in the silent, waiting darkness.